Thank you for coming during these times. Thank you for following the rules and coming to just enjoy the night. So I encourage you to kind of breathe, relax, and we're gonna really celebrate more than anything. I'm Paul Ferber. I'm the director of the Law Enforcement Academy, and it's my honor to present to you the graduating recruits of the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 033 night class.
Recruits, forward, march!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors presented by the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 034 Day Class Honor Guard. Following the posting of the colors, please remain standing for the national anthem. For uniformed personnel this evening, Chief Don Reif of the Jefferson College Police Department will be giving the commands.
Personnel, attention! Present, home!
The national anthem this evening will be performed by graduating recruit Donald Waller.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our invocation this evening is delivered by graduating recruit Cody Umphris.
Lord, I ask for courage, courage to face and conquer my own fears, courage to take me where others will not go. I ask for strength, strength of body to protect others, strength of spirit to lead others. I ask for dedication, dedication to my job to do it well, dedication to my community to keep it safe. Give me, Lord, concern for all those who trust me, compassion for those who need me, and please, Lord, through it all, be at my side. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. As we celebrate the beginning of the law enforcement careers represented tonight by this graduating class, we take a moment to remember those in law enforcement who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Law enforcement is a unique breed of individuals, those that will run toward the fight when others are turning away. We are also never going to forget those who run to the fight and do not return. Our memory table, symbolism, and candle lighting ceremony this evening by graduating recruits Rami Abasharat and Keely Richards.
A lonely table for one sits unoccupied in the corner. The small table signifies the frailty of officers, often alone against their aggressors. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity with which our friends serve their communities. The blue skirt symbolizes the loyalty each had to the law enforcement profession. Atop the table lies a single place setting with a lemon and salt served as the main course. The lemon signifies the bitter fate of the peace officer's last call. The salt represents the tears of the families that grieve their loss. An inverted wine glass illustrates how the missing cannot toast meaningful passages in their life. The single red rose represents the blood that was shed in sacrifice to the city, the county, or the state. The single white rose represents the families and friends who have been left behind. A single candle once lit will continue to burn, reminiscent of the light and hope their lives have in our hearts. You are not forgotten so long as there is only as one left in whom your memory remains. This table set for one as a symbol of that memory.
Tonight we have several distinguished guests that have joined us that I'd like to introduce. They're seated here in the front row, and if you'll just stand as I introduce you, that would be great. Dr. Dina McCaffrey is president of Jefferson College. Dr. Terry Kite is Associate Dean and my boss. Chief Steve Meinberg is the Board of Trustees Chairman, and I know he's here. I saw him earlier. There he is. He's in the back. Thank you for coming, Chief. Chief Frank Salvaggio, Burns Mill Police Department. Lieutenant Keith George, the Assistant Chief of the Normandy Police Department. Sergeant Scott Poe with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Like most meaningful accomplishments, there are many who work behind the scenes, and that makes the program successful and makes tonight possible for these recruits. Only a few were able to attend tonight due to the COVID-19 virus. Chief Don Reif is calling commands in here in the corner. Lieutenant Chris Hoffman will be assisting me shortly. And Mary Linderer is sitting there. She is sitting down out there and makes the office run. So thank you very much. The absence of the others tonight who are key to the work done at Jefferson College and our Law Enforcement Academy does not mean they do not support these recruits. It just means that they gave up their seats so that others may attend. The Academy relies on the energy, the vision, and the dedication of these individuals to bring the program to these recruits. They bring the lessons and the lifelong reality of law enforcement to the classroom lecture. They become mentors and they become coaches, counsel for many of the recruits during their academy experience. And just one more special person we'd like to thank tonight. Chief Diane Skanger retired from the Academy the 1st of November. Her leadership and passion for law enforcement was a guiding force in the training of these recruits. Chief Diane Skanger.
2014, I retired from my previous career, and I thought, what are the chances that I could take a hobby and turn it into a way to make a little extra ammo money? And so I reached out to Chief Skanger, at the time Captain Skanger, and just exploring the possibilities of working in the firearms program at the academy. The then primary firearms instructor and I cooked up a deal where I would slowly but surely take over the program, and eventually, as he eased himself out, I would ease myself in. I attended one class session with him. He got sick and never came back. And the rest, as they say, is history. Chief Skanger, would you come up here, please? We got her a plaque to try to hopefully give her something to remember us by. Some of the things that she accomplished while she was at the academy, she actually saved an academy that was on the cusp of being shut down and turned it into one of the best academies in the state. And I'm kind of biased, I get that, but it is what it is, okay? Well, the other thing that she did while she was running an academy was she created a brand new police department and became the first chief of police of that Jefferson College Police Department. I took over a couple of years ago because I didn't have anything else to do, and she had more than she needed. She had more to do than she had time to do. So, but she created a department from scratch. So all I had to do was continue what she did. One of the quotes that I found on here that was pretty appropriate was from John Quincy Adams. It says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." And Diane, you are a leader.
You know, the December graduation scheduling is always precarious. You know, the holiday events are going on, the end of the school semester. There's a lot going on with families and at college. But college president, Dr. Dina McCaffrey, is a strong supporter of the program and always has been. You know, when I first interviewed here, she told me the difference in what we do here is that we make a difference in people's lives. We are changing lives. And I found that to be true then, and I still find it to be true. So she's a strong supporter of the program, and we'd like her to have just a few words of encouragement to the recruits.
Thank you, and I really do believe that here at Jefferson College we change lives, and I see it every day. So I thank all of you who trust us with your families, and then who teach for us and are here supporting us tonight. So again, on behalf of the college's Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff, I want to welcome you to this important event as we recognize the accomplishments of those that we are celebrating this evening. These graduates looked at where they were, what they wanted to accomplish, and how they were going to get there. This great achievement required discipline, commitment, and courage. To you, the graduates, we are here tonight celebrating you and your hard work. You have been through one of the most demanding and challenging years in a very, very long time. If surviving a global pandemic wasn't enough, I'm certain that you have endured many challenges as you persevered through the Law Enforcement Academy. To paraphrase the familiar adage, if you can handle this, you can handle anything. Your choice to pursue a career where you take an oath, wear a uniform, and become an integral part of the community makes a difference in the lives of those you will serve, as well as those celebrating with you tonight. Your perseverance has set an example for others, showing them that nothing worth having comes easy. Your example taught others to set goals, never make excuses, and not to give up. In a world that is increasingly unpredictable, I have every confidence that just as you have overcome numerous obstacles to be where you are now, you will make your way through the challenges of tomorrow. We are very proud of you, and we're proud to honor you as you complete this defining milestone. You are forever a part of the Jefferson College family. Congratulations.
You know, last December, a year ago this month, we had orientation and we invited 14 individuals to become part of the 033 night class. Then in January, 12 months ago, 13 individuals started the program. 13 individuals came together as the 033 post class, bound by a common purpose and a desire to serve others. Throughout the last 12 months, they've taken on a number of roles. They've been a class recruit, they've been a squad member, they've been a friend, they've been an advocate, they've been a leader, a follower, a role player, and a partner. During the academy, all these recruits got the chance to wear corporal stripes, to find out that although rank may sometimes have its privileges, it also has its unique responsibilities. One recruit was elected by the class to serve as class sergeant. The class sergeant takes on the role of the liaison between the class and the academy office. The sergeant is the first contact. The job is very time-consuming and can be work-intensive. In addition to being a student and a recruit himself, the class sergeant is also a messenger, the leader, a counselor, the mentor, the classmate, the coach, the enforcer on some days. Some days are more work-intensive than others, but another perk of being class sergeant includes representing the class here at the graduation ceremony with a word or two of encouragement. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the 033 Post-Class Sergeant, Sergeant Pablo Best.
Usque ad finum. This is the motto for the 033 night class. Usque ad finum means until the very end. We chose it until the very end, not because it sounded different, but because of what it means to us. We went through this academy during a pandemic and we succeeded. We definitely chose an interesting year to join law enforcement, but it will be full of rewards. Not many people would have the courage to join this career field, but these wonderful ladies and gentlemen do. This year may have been filled with a lot of curves and may have been confusing at times, but the one thing that stays consistent in this career is the inconsistency. We learned to adapt and continue with our studies. We knew that giving up was never an option and we pushed forward. No matter how many times this year tried to knock us down, we would just get up and keep pushing forward. We refuse to let anything take this opportunity from us. We have worked and trained hard to join the Thin Blue Line family. Joining this team means the world to us, and here we sit today with the ability to say we accomplished what we said we would. Throughout the year, we got to know each other, and we got to push each other until we got to the end. We are a family, and like most families, we even came up with different names for each other. We gave each other these names based off our own experiences and characteristics. Beal is bear for the power that he can put out. Burton is bulldog for her ability to be strong. Rami al-Basharat named him Noodles. His name kind of sounds like ramen noodles. Benoit is MK, and MK is short for Mortal Kombat because of his professional fighting career in the UFC. Umphris is Freeze because some people couldn't pronounce his name correctly. Richards is Teehee because no matter how bad the day, she would keep laughing. Wagner is Ramrod because of his epic mustache. Waller, we call him Corn-Fed because, well, he was fed corn and he got built like a boulder. Isgriggs is Izzy because to us, he is our class teddy bear. Fisher is Big Bird because of his height. And I myself was named Tapeworm because I eat a lot of food and I love eating food. We got to experience a lot of fun events, and in some of those events, we felt pain, but it never stopped us. We've enjoyed watching each other get tased and OC sprayed. We've enjoyed getting to drive the tires off the academy cars. We've enjoyed running scenarios with each other, but most importantly, we've enjoyed being in each other's company. Like all families, we have had our problems, but it never stopped us from helping each other. There were times we thought we wouldn't make it, but with all success, there will be struggles. There will be many challenges, and there will be things that we won't even understand. Just remember that's when you've got to go back to where it started and remember why you chose to be in law enforcement. There will be times where you feel that you may be broken, but I'm here to remind the 033 night class that we are built to last. I'm here to remind you that you have to keep on fighting and fighting strong. We will always remember where we came from, and we will never forget the sacrifices we've made to be here. We were a class of firsts, and we were very proud when we were told that we were the first class to do something. We have our class leadership, and I had the honor to be the 033 night class sergeant. I always reminded them that any one of them could have been the class sergeant, not because I doubted myself, but because I believed in every single one of them. I got the chance to work alongside some of the best and strongest people I've ever met in my life. Even though I came from another state, they accepted me as if I was one of their own. I'm extremely proud to say that these are my fellow recruits, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I remember on day one, Chief Skanger told us the first week would be the longest. Our definition of 1 week must be different because that first week lasted 6 months. Chief Skanger was like our class mama bear. She always helped us with everything, even though she knew we could handle it on our own. Captain Ferber was like our stepdad. He has always been there to give us advice and life lectures, even on the simplest of matters. Captain Ferber and Chief Skanger have done all they can to see us succeed. We would like to thank all of our instructors and all the staff at the Jefferson College for all the amazing work and all the time and dedication they put into teaching us everything we have learned. Without our instructors, we wouldn't be here today. 033 Night, Huskead Phenom.
May I please have the family of Hillsborough Officer Brad Mawson approach the stage, please? First off, thank you all for being here today. Our class is honored to have you here this evening. Back in February, members of our class were honored to assist the Hillsborough Police Department with their trivia night. It was at that trivia night that we had the honor of meeting Officer Brad Mawson. Only a short time later, we heard the sad news of the tragedy that took place. We came together as a class and made the decision that we wanted to dedicate our graduation tonight in memory of Officer Brad Mawson of the Hillsborough Police Department. Also, our class came together with some members of the community and some other law enforcement and put together this item that we would like to present to the family in honor of Officer Mawson. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for being here.
As graduation nears, the recruits pick a keynote speaker for the graduation ceremony. They pick it from the instructors at the academies, and really it's the icing on the cake for the instructors. You know, this is a time when the classes have a decision to make, choosing among the team of amazing instructors who make our program so successful. The class tonight chose Mr. Ray Meyer. Mr. Meyer comes to us and he teaches our constitutional law and helps out in a variety of ways. Mr. Meyer began his career with the St. Louis City Police Department, spent 5 years working down in the 3rd District. And then while he was there, he's also going to Washington University at night, and he graduates with a bachelor's degree in psychology with honors. Not being satisfied, he then goes on to earn his Juris Doctorate from St. Louis University Law School. And he is inducted into the Alpha Sig Nu National Jesuit Honor Society. He is licensed to practice law in the states of Missouri, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. He first worked as an attorney with the city of St. Louis, defending police officers. Then in 1989, he was hired in the United States District Attorney's Office, or United States Attorney's Office. He worked as an assistant United States attorney for 25 years in the criminal division, handling violent crime, organized crime, drug enforcement, child pornography, domestic and international terrorism. Upon retirement, he now manages a Starbucks. Go Ray. All right. Upon retirement, he manages Starbucks, and now he teaches at the Police Academy. So I introduce to you tonight Mr. Ray Meyer.
I am truly honored and I am humbled. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to do this tonight. I know you could have picked some tremendous instructors, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me speak tonight. Thank you very, very much. And so I tried to figure out what it is that they would like for me to speak about in the keynote position. And I think there are some things that they may not have told you about their time here at the Academy and what it's going to look like as they proceed as police officers. The first thing I want to tell you that's just so wonderful is their credibility. When you think about it, all of them have learned how to fire a pistol and a shotgun. We've gone over all of the constitutional law issues till the cows come home. They've learned defensive tactics. They've learned so many things. But one of the things that we could never teach them was their credibility. And it is so crucial for them to have it. Let me just give you a very quick example. When they're out on the street and they have to arrest someone, there's going to be an interaction with the defendant. They're going to go to court, and they're going to tell the judge what they did. And sure enough, you know the defendant may come in and say, no, it's really not what happened. So the judge is not there. The judge never saw this, but the judge has to rule on whether or not the officer is telling the truth or if the defendant is. Now, I can tell you that 99.999% of the time, the courts believe what the officers have to say, and that's because of their credibility. So I told them when we first started, I said, this is something you bring with you into the police academy, and you will have it the rest of your career. And so that's one of the things that they probably never would tell you about their role in the police department. Here's the second thing, code words. There are a whole lot of code words that they're going to talk to you at family functions. Law stuff, suspended imposition of sentence, probable cause, search warrants. But here's a code word that I learned. Now, I've done this for 40 years. And I asked them the very simple question. So, when you arrest someone or when you talk to someone and you ask them for their identification and you want to find out who they are and they say to you, nah, it's not going to happen. Can you arrest them for failing to tell you who they are or to give you identification? Now, I know that they don't know the answer to that. So I said, maybe that's one of the things that we should look up. One of them says to me, JFGI. And I looked at them and I said, what on earth does that mean? So I'm being the smart guy. I go over to the computer terminal and I go, JFGI, and the first thing that pops up is the Jewish Federation of Greater Indianapolis. And I'm going, huh? So then I look down the page, and oh, there it is. It stands for just effing Google it. So when you have a family function and you ask them or something or going on, and they look at you and go, hey, JFGI, Mom, Dad, now you know exactly what that means. When you came in here tonight, here's something that you didn't know. Every one of them up here loves to ride a roller coaster. Every one of them. Some of them want to sit in the front of the roller coaster because they want to see it going. Some of them are content just to sit in the middle of it and go for the ride. And some of them want to sit at the very back because that's where all the action happens. Okay? But what you didn't know and why you're here is every one of them wants you sitting next to them in that seat on the roller coaster. I hate roller coasters. I can't stand, they scare the heck out of me. But I tell you, I would sit next to every single one of them without hesitation if I could. So, I don't know if you heard, but as we all came in and as we've all been sitting here, we have all been climbing up that first ride. You know when the chains are going click, 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 okay? And we all know what's coming. And do you hear the silence? That's because the roller coaster has now just creeped over the top. It's not on the chain anymore. And here we go. Thank you so much for listening to what I had to say. And I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Meyer. Thank you for the energy and the time you spent helping to improve our program. Now for the real reason we're here, the awarding of the post-Class A license and certificates. Over the last 12 months, these recruits have successfully completed the curriculum required for the Associates of Applied Science and all the post-curriculum required by the Department of Safety with the state of Missouri for a Class A peace officer license. They completed 1,000 hours of academy training in 12 months while juggling work and family. Many of you in the audience tonight lived through that. They completed an associate's degree and the post-training in 1 year. And you probably know an associate's degree usually takes you 2. They were hard at it. I mean, they got after it and did a great job. You saw and lived with it, with them as they were here Monday to Thursday, 6 to 10 every night, every other Saturday for 8 hours. Yeah, they were busy, weren't they? And we told them that. We told them it'd be intense when they first got here. But although each recruit did contribute to the house or to the class, there are certain individuals who have achieved special recognition and class distinction. Now, those individual awards and distinctions will be announced after the graduates have received their post licenses. Feel free to applaud for your recruit. Please do. They deserve that recognition and applause, and you deserve the opportunity to recognize them. For you in the crowd who would like to take pictures, come up here. You can come right up front. The recruits are going to be passing across the stage from your right to the left. They're going to be meeting in the middle and receiving their awards. We are patient people. We will wait for you. Come up and take a picture if you'd like to. The only thing we'd ask when you're done, please keep going so the other people can get a picture in there as well. Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy recruits, please stand.
Recruits, left, hey, forward, start.
Rami Al-Basharat. Presenting the badge to Mr. Al-Basharat is Assistant Chief Lieutenant Keith George, Normandy Police Department. Joseph Henry Beal. Pablo Guillermo Villalobos Contreras Jurado Best. Jessica Burton. Eli Allen Isgriggs. Keely Shea Richards. Presenting the badge to Ms. Richards tonight is Sergeant Scott Poe, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Cody James Umphris. Presenting the badge to Mr. Umphris tonight is Chief of Police, Chief Frank Salvaggio, excuse me, Chief, Burnsville Police Department. Sir. Robert Joseph McKinley Wagner. And after the great rendition of the national anthem, Donald Ray Waller.
You know, in addition to all the work they've done, working on their AAS degree, their post-licensing, many of the recruits members have distinguished themselves in a number of areas. You've met Sergeant Pablo Best. Wave it, at least there you go. Thank you. All right. But I want to tell you about some of the other roles. Every class has got an IT guy, an information technology person that really makes this all work. You know, we use a lot of smartboard technology in the classroom, and it just so happens, I don't know how they learn this stuff, but they know it really, really well. And so the class IT, Rami Al-Basharat. We have a class scribe for every class. Law enforcement generates a boatload of paperwork, and the class scribe is in charge of it all, getting it, bringing it into class, making sure it's distributed, making sure that everyone signs in every day, and if they leave early, why they left early, and putting that down, and then collecting paperwork. Just a lot of work. The class scribe, Eli Isgriggs. Helping the sergeant with class management and class leadership, we have 3 class corporals. Joseph Beal, Keely Richards, and Cody Umphris. You know, in the Law Enforcement Academy, there's a lot of work to be done, but as well, there's some volunteer activity. We require each recruit to do 24 hours of community service. Now, what is that all about? Just reinforcing that we are in a helper profession. We are in a service-oriented profession. And the community service is their chance to go out into the community and volunteer their time, to be involved in things that are bigger than them, and to realize, you know what, it's really not all about you. It's about building relationships and getting to know people. Everybody in the class has to do 24 hours. We also identify the person who did the most. They're required to do 24 hours, doing 110 hours in 55 minutes. Mr. Cody Umphris. As well, each recruit is required to do 16 hours of ride-along. We encourage them to ride along with different departments. Get a feel for it. Whoever you're riding with, an officer, a deputy, ask them questions. Relate what you're learning in class to what they're experiencing on the road. Watch and listen. You know, it's a great opportunity for them. They're required to do 16 hours. The top was 55 hours, Mr. Cody Umphris. For academic achievement, the class at the end, we measure who had 90% or better on their post-curriculum at the end. 5 people: Rami Al-Basharat, Joseph Beal, Keely Richards, Cody Umphris, and Robert Wagner. The top academic award can get pretty intense in the class. They get a little competitive, and it's fun to watch. But when it comes to the post-exams and the testing, we watch and see who at the end, who had the highest score, who had the highest percentage. So with the highest final post-grade point average of 94.59%, Mr. Robert Wagner. There's a physical fitness aspect to the Academy as well. The Best Physical Fitness Award. Now, this award is for the recruit who really goes above and beyond, who came into the Academy fit and maintained that level of fitness, but as well was an encouragement to others, not just with their words, but with their actions. Was a presence during physical fitness training, and as well, they were a great motivator for their class. Mr. Cody Umphris. The best overall recruit. The role of the class sergeant by design and definition kind of makes them the best overall recruit. But the sergeant and the academy office often start us to know who's that person that has that quiet, motivating presence that's the backup. Who's the person that's presence is always there and they're always doing something to encourage, to motivate, to make it work for everyone. The class best overall was a recruit who helped with the objectives, helped anyone with whatever really they needed help with, had that quiet presence capped with a smile, a sense of loyalty to the class, a sense of selflessness. The 030 night class best overall recruit, Mr. Robert Wagner. We've had an award here that Chief Skanger started some time ago, the Jeff Moss Firearms Proficiency Award. This award goes to a recruit that is named after a dear friend of the Academy, Jeff Moss. Jeff Moss was a retired FBI agent when he came to us. He was the primary firearms instructor from 2002 to 2012. Each class has we have a plaque, and each class has one recruit that receives this award, and their name goes on that plaque that hangs in the academy perpetually. He or she also receives a plaque here that the academy gives them as well. The award is chosen by the firearms instructors, and they recognize that recruit who, in addition to being a very good shot, demonstrates range safety, professional demeanor, maturity, and the love for shooting that Agent Moss perpetuated. The 033 Night Class Jeff Moss Firearms Proficiency Award, Mr. Donald Waller. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 033 Night Class, please join me in congratulating these graduates. And now, if you'll indulge me for just a moment, I'd like to add just a few thoughts. When you first got here, I told you, begin with the end in mind. And you had that starry-eyed look, and it's almost a look of confusion because we just barely got seated, and you're telling us to begin with the end in mind. And I meant it then, and I mean it again now. It seems like you started in January. What just happened? Does it seem like 12 months? Begin with the end in mind. When you're done with the academy, how will you be remembered? What will people say of you? What was your reputation? And now as you begin and you're going to launch your career, come back and see us. Let us know. But as you start your career at this new department, wherever you land, begin with the end in mind. It will move along at a pace that sometimes you'll look back and you'll be surprised at. How will you be remembered? What will be your reputation? Begin with the end in mind. As well, build as many bridges as you can. This is a tough job. It's a dangerous business we're in. Sometimes you won't be able to make a friend. Always be professional. Always be above board. Build as many bridges in the community with the individuals that you serve. This is a helper profession. It's a servant profession. Build as many bridges as you can with the people that are out there. Enjoy this moment, but never forget the ones who supported you. The ones who were believed in you. The ones who are here tonight celebrating with you. Don't forget to thank them often. None of you are the same person who interviewed a year ago. For us, Chief, we remember how you walked in, I guarantee it's not how you're walking out tonight. You are a different person than when you walked in. Everything you do will now reflect not just on you, but on the academy, on the college, on your classmates. When you get to your agency, you'll represent that agency in everything you do and everywhere you go. That is a huge responsibility. We are servants to the community. Build as many bridges as you can. Be prepared to make first impressions. Someone once told you, first impressions aren't always right, but they're always made. Always be aware of that. You've learned that respect must be earned, but can quickly be lost. Live each day with the mission that at the end of the day, you'll be happy with how you spent the day. Make good decisions, for you'll live with the decisions you make. Character is defined by your actions and your words. Work hard, do your best, be committed. Let me say it again, seriously. Work hard, do your best, be committed. Love your family, love your friends. That'll provide the balance that you need in life, that you'll have a comfort level, that you'll have health, that you'll have success in all areas of your life. Tonight, we celebrate just the first step in your new career. Congratulations, well done. I look forward to watching, to following. This is a good thing for us, too. I guarantee you, the instructors at the academy, we watch you. We are very proud of you. And we're just a little bit less excited than you are, probably, about what's going on. Thank you for your effort, your desire to achieve. But to you, in the audience today, you're the support system. The support system's huge. My wife's father was a city officer, and she married me 38 years ago and has been an incredible resource to me and an incredible support. She's here tonight. And she's just been an incredible support the whole time. But your support system, you are it. Don't forget to thank them often. You're part of the reason that they sit here today. I mean, come on, did it get long sometimes? And we told them, it gets long. This is a snapshot of your life. It begins here, it ends here. One day, all you'll do is go to work. So it's a snapshot of your life, but it's important what you did here. Please know that you are as much a part of the graduate success as any of the instructors as well. If I could recommend a book to you, if you're a reader, there's a short book. It's a paperback. It's not a hard read. Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. Written by Kevin Gilmartin. It's a paperback. It's not very long. It's a funny book. It's kind of amusing, but I think you'll find yourselves there. And it will help you understand what they're going to live through. This is a dangerous business we're in. It's kind of a difficult business we're in at times too. And we want to support everyone that we can, and we want to support each other. It's been a great ride. It was a lot of fun. But we'll be watching to see where you go. Tonight's benediction, ladies and gentlemen, is delivered by the 033 graduate, Mr. Robert Wagner.
O Lord, while I'm on my beat, may I know that you are with me, and protect me as I go to guard others' lives and property. Help me ignore those who scorn and show me no respect, but be mindful of all citizens I'm sworn to protect. Be with my fellow officers and guard their safety too. May I ask, put duty first in the work that I must do. May I not disgrace the uniform, but bring pride to the badge I wear, that I be a good peace officer. Lord, would be my only prayer. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retiring of the colors. Uniformed personnel, please take your commands from Chief Rife.
Uniformed personnel, attention! Present. Come. order, hum!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you for adapting to all the special accommodations for the evening and taking time to be part of this evening. Good evening.
Graduates, left,